Everyone, welcome to part 2 of the video installing how to install Asterisk and FreePBX on an OPENVZ server. So this is part 2. The part 1 you can check it on our website or on our YouTube channel. You'll be able to get it. And last time we ended up here. Because the first part was just showing you how to create an environment that is conducive to the operation of FreePBX and Asterisk. Now we are now going to install FreePBX and Asterisk. Okay. Now we're gonna start by getting into we get into this folder here, and then we download FreePBX, and then we extract FreePBX from the download. Okay, there we are. We go into that folder and then we start downloading. Okay, we are now extracting all the files into a folder, a separate folder. Okay, all right, now we are done. We download Asterisk using the same method. Just copy and paste the blue items. The blue items are the commands. The red items are the what we need to put in a file when we are editing, and the gray items are just the instructions. Okay, I mentioned that in part 1. Okay, Asterisk will take a little bit more time to download, so we have to be patient. And like I said in part 1, I'm not going to edit this video, so I just want to show you exactly how much it takes to install. Okay, about half a minute left. Okay, now that we have downloaded, let's go into Asterisk folder, the folder that we have extracted all the Asterisk files into. And okay, it's extracting. You can see that it's extracting, and then we go into that folder, and then we make clean, and then we configure Asterisk. Let's get into that folder. Okay, let's configure it. Okay, now we go here. You get this screen, and you see where it says add-ons. Just move your keyboard right arrow to go to where it says extended. It will be highlighted and it brings that red thing. Then we go down where you can select all this, doesn't matter. You just enter, and then and continue entering until get these stars. Yeah, you get these stars by entering, by pressing enter, and then you go to the next, you enter, and then you go to the next. Right after that, go back to the left by pressing the left arrow, then go down to where it says core sounds. Core sounds. Now select the sounds that you want. Let's say I just want a YOLO only. I can remove this and this, and that's it. I go to the next. Extra sound packages. Okay, I do the same thing. Let's say I just want YOLO, and then I can remove ALO and GSM, or if I want GSM and ALO, I can also include those. Right, so now we are done. Let's go press the right arrow, and then it will highlight where it says save and exit. Then you press enter to save. Okay, we are done there. We put this to configure our MP3, which we selected there before we can compile, because if we do that without it, it will not compile. Okay, now we go to compile the asterisk. So what is going to happen here? It's going to compile asterisk, and then after that it downloads the sound files that we chose, and then it will install those sound files. These are the sound files that you hear. Let's say you try to phone, and then you phone an invalid number, or you phone a number and it's not being answered. You hear a voice saying the number is not answering. These are the files. These are the sounds that I'm talking about. These are the sounds that are being downloaded now. You can change these files if you want, and put customized files. And in a few weeks time, I'll put some links to sites where you can actually buy some improved files, or links where you can get free files for asterisk, and you can download this and put them on your system. Like I indicated on the last video, all you need to do is to copy and paste these commands. It's not rocket science. Just go to this website, asteriskvps.com, and look for that article, and then you are done. And then you don't really need advanced Linux knowledge here. Let's create this. It could be existing, so if it says it fails to create it, like here it says add user asterisk already exists, which means it's already existing, so it's fine. Okay, let's go to here, make this directory. It should be existing, but we just want to make sure it is. Right, it is, so it's fine. Now what we do is we set ownership to our user asterisk, to those folders here. Okay, and then we need to set up the music on hold. Okay, what happens here on music on hold is Asterisk and FreePBX use only wave files for music on hold, but sometimes you might have an MP3 file that you want to put in as your music on hold, so what we are really doing now is we are installing a converter. This this program here, it will convert the MP3 file into WAV file, which is usable by Asterisk and VPS. So now let's compile that program. Okay, now we want to create a simlink, because this program FreePBX cannot find it by default. So we want to tell FreePBX where that program is so that it can find it. So we are going to create a simlink here. Okay, done. Now let's change our group and user Apache to Asterisk, so that we run our server as Asterisk and not as Apache. All right, okay, now we are done. Let's edit this file so that HTA access directives are not ignored. So we want to make sure they are not ignored. The default setting is it will ignore the HTA directives. So let's put all, allow override all. Control X, Y to save, and then enter. Right, so now let's start our MySQL and prepare to put our database. Okay, FreePBX comes with a ready-made database, which we are going to install here. We move to this FreePBX directory, and then you can copy all this, but I'm just trying to show you step by step how to do it. So you can copy all this, but now I'm going to create a user database user, and then create the database everything, and in the MySQL server. Okay, right, that's what I'm doing here. So this file already exists in FreePBX, that's why I moved to that. Okay, now let's start our database server, which is my SQL server. Okay, now we are into my SQL. Now what we do is we want to grant privileges to our user. So we want to and also to identify him by a password. So copy up to this comma here, this inverted comma here. I'll show you what to do, and then you paste. Here you put your own password. Don't put AMP109. It's a common password. Anyone can use that to get into your server. So let's use demo. Of course, also don't use demo. I'm just trying to show how to do it here. So our password is going to be demo here. All right, good. And then we move to the next. We do the same thing until that inverted comma there. We paste. Then we put our password, which is demo again. And then you remember to every time when you are in MySQL, to finish a command, you need to put that semicolon at the end. Okay, All right. Now we flash privileges. Remember the semicolon. Flash privileges. There. Okay. Now let's quit. This is the only place where you don't put a colon. You just put /q. There we are. We have finished installing our MySQL server, and we have created a database and a user, and assigned a user to that database. Now our MySQL does not have a root password, so we want to create a root password for our MySQL here. So what we do is this: just put this in this line, and then let's put demo here as our password. Here we are not in MySQL, so there is no need of putting a semicolon there. Right, now there we are. We have created a password, and our password is demo. Okay, now this is very important to do. We need to edit this file, otherwise you will have errors in your OPENVZ server. When you try to run your asterisk won't run. Okay, here it says you go to this line. When you use this command, it will go to line 5, which is line 5, this one, and it says tty is equal to 9. We want to comment out this. In other words, we want to make this command of no effect when the server is reading it. So what we do is we put a hash or pound key. But when you do that, it pushes everything, and it creates another line here which starts with 4. But this line was in line with that TTY. So what you do is you go back, you go down, you go to the beginning. You just highlight that F there. Then you also put you don't put everything there. You just press backspace so that it goes back to the line where it was. So the next line after you have commented out TTY is equal to 9 must be console is equal to yes. Yeah, right. Now we press Ctrl X Y and enter. All right. Now we go to use nano command to prioritize our asterisk processes. Let's go down where it says priority, then we go there. Right, so we put a 1 there. Okay, Control X Y, enter to save. We are done. Let's start our server, our Apache. Okay, we are done. Right, so now we have installed we have finished installing Asterisk, and we have prepared for the installation of FreePBX. Now we need to install a FreePBX, but before we do that, we need to start Asterisk. So we are going to issue this command to start Asterisk. You'll get some errors here. Just ignore these errors, it's fine. Right, enter to get back where we can put these commands. Now we install FreePBX. We go into the FreePBX directory, and then you enter install amp. Okay, now it will ask you some questions. Enter your username. Because our database username is asterisk user, just leave it like that. And where it says enter your password to connect to the database, our password, we set the password to demo, so we are going to put demo here. Enter. Enter the host name of the asterisk database. Just say localhost, just enter. Right, enter a username to connect to the to Asterisk manager. Leave it default, just enter. Enter a password to connect to the Asterisk manager interface. Let's put demo here. All the passwords, let's just put them demo. Okay, just enter. Here IP address, just enter also. Okay, password demo. Sorry, demo. Okay, extensions, leave that one default. Enter directory in which to store AMP executable scripts, leave it default. It's important to leave some of these as defaults, because when you go online and you are trying to find answers to your issues, maybe you are facing a problem and you want to Google it, and most of the answers that people are giving you assume that you installed this using default the default method. Okay, so when they say can you go to that directory, look for a file called this and this and that, if you had changed those directories, it will be very difficult for you to figure out where the directory is. So let's remove zip notify here. Okay, now we have finished installing FreePBX. FreePBX is installed, but we are just making some cosmetics here for it to function properly. Okay, login unique security X, Control X, Y, enter. Right, now we want a FreePBX to start when we start our server. Let's say we reboot our server or whatever, FreePBX must just start. It doesn't have to wait for us to go and start it. And we want to do the same thing for for Apache and the database server, so that it continues running whilst we reboot. Everything is running. Okay, right, so we are going to reboot here. Okay, once you have rebooted, you have finished installing FreePBX on your server. So just wait and to go to your your website now, because you can now access. You see our IP address is here, 176.9.216.212. right, so 176.9.212.212. okay, 216.212. okay, there we are. So if it reboots, it's going to go to the FreePBX interface, which is this one. So now you are done. The first time you log into your FreePBX, you must use a username admin and password as admin, right, to log into your FreePBX. So that's it. You have created your FreePBX. Well, there's something I need to show you here. Okay, you see, when you log in, if you want to make sure that everything is functioning properly, you just look at here at this. If they are all green, then everything is functioning properly. If there is anything red, it means that thing is not running. If it's yellow, it means something is wrong. It can be fixed. Okay, right. So every time you make a change in FreePBX, you must press that orange thing that I pressed there to configure everything, to go to apply those changes. Now Okay, let's go. You find that there are very few modules here. But after this, I'm going to show you how to install A2 billing. So I want to prepare some modules here which we will need in A2 billing. So let's go to module admin. Right, there is a extended. Let's go. Just take the extended and unsupported ones, and then check online. Just leave out the commercial ones. After this, just go here, download all and upgrade all. So we are going to upgrade those that need upgrading, and we are going to download those that are not existing. Right, confirm. So now the modules are being installed. Yes, some of them might fail because they need some of the modules that we are installing here now. But I'm not worried about those that are failing now because they won't affect me to install the A2 billing software. But basically, we have installed FreePBX and Asterisk. This is just uploading some modules. You might not need these modules anyway. I'm just installing them because I need them. So if you follow the instructions on Asterisk on VPS on VPS.com, you will never go wrong. You will always have success in installing this thing. So just go there, copy and paste. Nothing more to do, just copy and paste, and follow the installation instructions. It will be fine. It will be fine. Next time, maybe I might do some tutorials on how to configure FreePBX. But some of those will be covered when I'm doing the installation of A2 billing. So you see now there are more modules here installed. Okay, now I think that's it for now. Let's meet again in our next tutorials. Okay.